My name is Z and I'm addicted to TikTok. And I'm gonna give you the perfect excuse why it's okay to be addicted to TikTok or to any other social media. I used to pride myself with the fact that I was living without a TV ever since I was 17. I considered that I didn't have any issues with TV or video games addictions. Keep in mind this was way before the era of smartphones. Actually, for the longest time ever, I refused to buy a smartphone. I was just with a flip phone because I was considering myself to be something more than the rest of us. I was focusing on more important stuff than playing video games or watching TV or scrolling through the phone. And in reality, I was actually bullshitting myself and everyone around me. There has always been something that I'm addicted to, be it sugar, watching movies on my laptop instead of watching TV, or changing my ringtones every single day. And it has been a constant struggle of controlling my addictions. For example, a few years back I quit sugar for a few months. This year I tried to spend a few weeks without internet, and I even quit Instagram forever. However, even if I managed to stick to this for a few weeks, I always came back to my addictions or I replaced them with something new. That's why I decided to stop battling with my addictions and actually embrace them. Whenever I'm denying something or I'm fighting with all my willpower against it, at some point I get very tired and I give back into the addiction. And that's when I start to feel all the negative thoughts that I'm weak and I couldn't persevere, and it's a vicious cycle. On the other side, if I try to understand my addictions better, I will probably be able to control them. Because let's face it, nobody will ever be able to get rid of all their addictions. That's why I installed TikTok, the most highly addictive network ever, and I started observing myself. At first it all started very slow. I wasn't even remembering to open the app. You know these little moments when you wait for an elevator or you're on a red light and you instantly grab your phone? That's how I started, but from there, things escalated quickly. I kept getting deeper and deeper into my addiction, and sometimes hours passed before being able to stop and move on with my day. Even if I was not on TikTok, just hearing or seeing Sylvia scrolling through it, I couldn't resist and I had to know what was the laugh about.
What did I miss?
A few months later, I knew it was time for me to stop, but it wasn't until I started doing some research for this video that I realized a few things. I felt pressure and anxiety while I was on the platform, and at the same time I felt super guilty that I'm giving in to my addiction and I basically feel powerless against this. Also, I couldn't go through a whole movie without checking my phone a few times. While I thought that's okay, I did some reading and I realized that everything feels super slow to me. Unless it's something really fast-paced, I tend to get bored very easily. I think this is a direct result of me being exposed to 15 seconds of content for a long period of time, and I'm also even watching old videos on YouTube on 1.5 the speed. I simply couldn't stay still and keep my focus on the same thing, and that was directly affecting my job too. I was jumping between the things that I have to actually do and my phone very regularly. But the biggest issue that I found that was a direct result of this addiction is that it was starting to rewire my brain for fast reward. It truly started to change me. I was looking for fast success, like within months or something, and if I wasn't seeing any results, I started to getting depressed. And actually, I think this is one of the main reasons why I considered to quit my channel. I was watching all those YouTubers and other people on TikTok just exploding and having all these followers. And here I am busting my ass for 2 years without any significant social validation. And actually, worst of all, I was grading the level of satisfaction of my work to what others think of me. So if others like me, I like me, which is kind of scary. The truth is that being addicted to stuff is not really our fault. There's a hormone called dopamine, which I'm sure most of you have already heard about. It's the greatest hormone of them all. It signals pleasure and it creates unforgettable moments for you.
But dopamine has a dark secret. It has the power to control you much more than you can imagine. Dopamine can mark an intense experience as important, and it creates lasting memories of it as a pleasurable experience. Dopamine changes the brain on a cellular level, commanding the brain to do it again. Social platforms know this very, very well, and they tap into the power of dopamine. But TikTok brought a whole new level to this game. The ease of access and the instant serving of endless content practically makes it irresistible. It takes just a few seconds to get a numerous dopamine hits and to get hooked.
It's incredible. I cannot even remember the number of times in the last few months when I said to myself, I have a few free minutes to kill. I'm gonna get into TikTok, they're just 15 seconds videos, so I'm just gonna get a few hits and that's it. And half an hour later, I'm still looking for a funnier video than the previous one. It's like this invisible power that drags you back into the app. And also they have a feature which is insane. You know how on a normal Android phone the back button actually sends you back or it even leaves the app? Well, not in TikTok. When you press the back button, it just serves you another video and basically keeps you into the endless loop of videos. It's incredible.
For thousands of years, our brains have evolved as survival machines, and dopamine is the main chemical that fueled our prosperity as a species. In recent times, most of us don't really fight to survive, but 50 or 60 years of easy living is nowhere near enough time for our brains to adapt to the new circumstances. That's why young people are the most vulnerable and most affected by apps like TikTok. When they were born, nobody told them that their software is outdated and that they needed to adjust to all the easy dopamine that's around us.
And by the way, I'm sick of people complaining about the younger generation. I'm sure you have heard something like, young people are lazy, or when I was your age, I was doing this and that. Well, that's simply not true, because when you were my age, there was no YouTube, there was no TikTok, there was no social media overall. And nowadays, I see my parents getting addicted to the same stuff. Like my mom, for example, she harvests some kind of virtual corn every 3 hours. And my dad cannot stop scrolling through all the newspapers and everything he can find online. And also he checks his steps for the day like every 10 minutes. Sick of this. The reality is that times have changed and we need to guide the younger generation through them, not blame them about everything. And to be honest, I don't really think that easy dopamine is bad for us. It's just different. For the longest time ever, I've been addicted to YouTube, but that was one of the main reasons why I started this channel. In the past couple of years, I've learned so many things about myself and also so many different topics. And the same goes with this TikTok experiment. I'm not sure that I could have realized so fast the things that I did. So I guess we're just in the process of evolving, and it really depends on us how fast we can adapt to our new circumstances. That's pretty much everything for this video, guys. And I'm gonna see you in the next one. Ciao. Now I need to do something. I wanna show you some of my favorite TikToks ever.
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what? It's Friday.
Oh, look at this guy. You can tell I love animals. Come on, look at this face. Check this out. Yeah. But this one is really stupid. Yeah, Father of the Year award. Okay, that's enough. Okay. Yeah, you're gone.